What if I told you there was a dinosaur living in a lake in Scotland? Not just any dinosaur, but one of the largest and most ferocious. You'd probably assume I was crazy, right? What if I told you that people actually believe this to be true? And they've believed it for nearly a century. It's not just some random lake either, but one of the most famous lakes in the world, Loch Ness. If you don't already know about Loch Ness, then prepare to get schooled. This lake is in the Scottish Highlands and is known colloquially as the Lake of the Monster. It has its own dedicated monster researcher society, which is called the official Loch Ness Monster Research Association. The idea of a mysterious animal living in the loch dates back all the way to 565 AD, however. The association formed in 1972 after a renewed interest in the monster. Their stated goal was to locate and document the beast, so that it could finally put an end to all the rumors and myths. But have they succeeded? Well, that depends on who you asked, because despite dozens of alleged sightings, sonar readings and photographs, the Loch Ness Monster remains elusive. In fact, the monster has become such a pop culture icon that it would be impossible to overstate its influence. There are countless books, documentaries, TV shows, and movies about the Loch Ness Monster. People travel from all over the world to come to Scotland and hunt for the monster. And even politicians have weighed in on the debate, with First Minister of Scotland, Alex Salmond, stating that he believes the Loch Ness Monster is real. Before we dive into this topic, let me ask you a question. Do you think the Loch Ness Monster is real? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you're new here, be sure to subscribe for more videos about mythical beasts. The first record of a monster living in Loch Ness comes from a monk named Saint Columba. According to his biographer, there was once a man swimming across the loch when he was attacked by a water beast. The beast was described as being the size of a dog and having the tail of a fish. Saint Columba supposedly banished the beast using nothing but the sign of the cross. As proof, the biographer wrote, there was an immense animal in the lake, which used to come up every day to the surface of the water, and used to carry off many of the cattle and the people too. So according to this story, the monster was around the size of a dog and hunted livestock. Something that's completely at odds with the modern description of the monster. For almost 1,000 years, no one really gave the story much thought until the early 1900s, when there was a sudden influx of reported sightings. Some were incredibly similar to the earlier description of a small canine-like creature, while others described something much larger. None of these sightings could be proven, however, and many locals claimed that the stories were started by bored soldiers stationed nearby. The legend of the Loch Ness Monster exploded in 1933 when a local doctor took a photograph of a long-necked creature said to be a The picture showed a dark-colored creature with a long neck sticking out of the water. This image was referred to as the surgeon's photograph, after the man who took it, but it's now commonly called the most famous monster photo ever taken. At the time, the media ate it up, and it wasn't until decades later that doubts began to arise. In 1934, the Daily Mail offered the photographer a reward of £200. around £8,800 today, to recreate the photograph. He accepted and attempted to replicate the image, but he was unable to do so. Although he claimed to have seen the monster during the attempt, no photo was ever produced. After this, the surgeon himself came forward to claim that the image was a hoax. Even so, others claimed that it was genuine, including author Brad Steger, who claimed that the surgeon had been paid off by the government. Over the following decades, there were plenty of other alleged photos of the monster. Some showed large shapes moving through the water, and others showed strange humps in the distance. But none of these images could be confirmed. For the most part, they were dismissed as misidentifications or hoaxes. The 1980s brought about a whole new wave of interest in the Loch Ness monster, likely due to the release of the comedy movie, allegedly set in the village near the lake. But it was in 1987 that things got really serious. That year, two Canadian researchers named Gordon and Sandy Strachan claimed to have discovered the skeleton of a plesiosaur in the loch. They released a few photos of their discovery, but no actual excavation took place. Many experts were skeptical and believed that the bones may have come from a different source. Still, the couple insisted that they found the bones at the bottom of the loch, and that their discovery proved the monster was real. To this day, they refuse to back down and believe that they discovered the bones of a young plesiosaur. Since then, there have been several sonar scans of the loch, but none have discovered anything definitive. In 1988, a scan revealed a large hump-shaped object 40 feet below the surface. However, it was never given an explanation, and neither was a series of strange bumps and ridges seen in another scan from 1991. In 2003, a private investigator named Steve Malikton claimed to have seen the monster using a side-scan sonar. Once again, though, this evidence was not considered conclusive, and in the official Loch Ness Monster website posted an article claiming that the sonar scan revealed the shape of a creature measuring 100 feet long. The article further explained that it was too big to be a whale and therefore must be the monster. However, the website did not post an image of the sonar scan, nor did they allow anyone else to see it. Even the site's founder admitted that it couldn't be officially verified. But that didn't stop him from declaring victory for T-Monster. After nearly a century of searching, there are still more questions than answers when it comes to the Loch Ness Monster. Those who believe in its existence claim that there's simply too much evidence to ignore. On the flip side, skeptics say that there's no physical evidence that can prove the monster is real. Instead, many believe that the most famous monster photos is a fake, and that many of the other images are either misidentifications or hoaxes. So what do you think? Is there a giant sea monster lurking in a Scottish lake? Or is the Loch Ness Monster nothing but a fairy tale? Are any of the photos and scans proof that the monster exists? Or are they just strange anomalies that have been misinterpreted? We want to know what you think. So leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Now, since you made it to the end of the video, we're going to tell you about a special offer that we rarely mention. If you want to see more videos about mythical beasts, please consider supporting us. Your support helps us continue to make great videos. and it allows us to keep them free for everyone forever. So click the link in the description if you want to learn more. Thanks for watching. Please leave a comment, like and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time.